Hello everyone and welcome to my Edji tutorial. First, we're going to talk about what is Edji. Edji is a classroom reading tool that allows teachers to digitally share content with students, allowing students to interact and connect with readings. For 21st century skills, Edji really supports the idea of collaboration. It has a heat vision feature where teachers can turn it on and allow students to see where their peers are interacting with the text and allow students to respond further and interact in real time with their peers. For the early childhood classroom, as part of the SAMR model, Edji really allows for modification. It allows for collaborative analysis of a text. Student responses can be done using audio files, typed text, and emoji responses as allowed by the teacher. And teachers can watch students interact and analyze a text in real time through their own desktop. The strength of Edji is that teachers can track engagement in a text in real time. It's done on any browser or device, so students don't need to have an app downloaded. It can be done through iPads, phones, computers. Teachers are able to access pre-uploaded text from other teachers, so you can look for inspiration, help find articles that maybe you want to share with your students. When creating questions on Edji, students are able to respond using audio files, typed answers, and emojis, which creates a lot of accessibility for students to be able to interact with the text no matter what their level. But Edji does have its weaknesses. It does require one-to-one access of technology and internet if it's being done in the classroom or sent home as a homework assignment where some students may not have this. And without the paid Hero subscription, which is $5 a month, there is a limit on the number of published readings you can have on your account. You can only have 2 active at a time, and you're unable to use the reading recap feature, which allows you to have an in-depth analysis of students' interaction over all the texts that you have posted. And when you go to the site, you'll be taken to this home page where you have the option to enter a code. This is the page your students will see, and the code that your article gives you, they will insert up here at the top with the key. But for us, we would register. And you can register with Google, Clever, or with any email you want. Once you log in, you'll be taken to your Create homepage. From here, you can create new readings or edit old ones. They will either be in your drafts or here, where I have an older one about the zoo. From here, you can also access these different pages. So right now we're on our Create page, but if you head over to the Read page, this is where you'll be able to view old readings that you've joined using an access code. The Discover page is where you can browse other texts uploaded by fellow teachers. And the guide takes you to a separate web page, which is the Edji Help Center. But for now, we're going to go back to our Create page. And we want to create a new reading. So for our title, we want to make it Water Cycle. And you have the option to either make this a public file or a private file. If you leave it on public, it will show up in the Discover page where other teachers can access it. So we're going to make this private for now. And you want to insert your instructions for your students. So for this, I would want my students to read the text and answer questions. So to insert reading content, you will copy and paste it from either a resource you found. You can type it in from a book you already own. So I found this article about the water cycle. So I'm going to copy and paste this into our Edji. And at the bottom, you're able to provide a source from where you got the text. So this is where I found mine, and I will copy and paste that in as well. But now we want to make it possible for students to interact with our text. So I want to insert a question. So I'm going to put my mouse to where I want my question to be after, and then I'm going to come over to the Insert tab where you can insert an image, a PDF file, or a question. And I want a question. So I'm going to make my question, how do you use water? And I want my students to be able to respond using only emojis. So whatever's highlighted in green is how they'll be able to respond. And down here, I want to insert an image. So I've already uploaded this image into Edji, but if I hadn't, I would go to Browse, and it would take me to my computer where you would upload it. So I want to insert, and now the image is in my article. I want to make sure my students know how to interact with this image, so I'm going to leave them a direction saying, label the parts of the water cycle using the comment tool. And I want to add one more question at the end of my article. And I want students to tell me, how else can you save water? And I want them to respond using text and audio, so I'm going to deselect the emoji option. Once you're happy with your text, you can preview it, and this is how your students will be able to see it. And if you're happy with that, you can either keep editing or share, but I'm ready to share. So you can pick which group of students you want to share this with, and this is a way for you to manage your different texts that you have saved on your account. So I'm going to say that I'm going to share this with my group 1. And now Edji has given you a code that you can share with students. This is the way students can go to edji.it and access only your article. This is the teacher view page. So this is where you can manage which students have accessed your article and how many comments that they've contributed. You can turn heat vision on and off. And when heat vision is on, that means students can see where their peers are interacting with parts of the article and their answers that they've shared. This is where you can manage comments that your students have inserted into the article, and you can see question responses. The recap feature is only available through Hero, but it allows you to see data on students' interactions with the article. So if I was a student who wanted to access our water cycle article, I would come to our Edji homepage and I would type in the code that we were given. So we were given TGWR. And now students don't need an account to log in. They just need to put in their name. And now they're able to read the article and answer questions. So if I was a student, I can answer this question of how do I use water? And I could say I like to swim in water. And I can go down and I can use the comment tool to answer the questions in our image. So you click new, and this is condensation. They can also highlight any part and leave a comment on any highlighted part. So if they had a question about this part or if they found it interesting, they could leave a comment there, and you as the teacher can go in later and see that. I hope you all enjoyed our tutorial on how to create your first Edji article, and here I've linked some resources, a link to the Edji Guide, which is their help center for any questions, and some YouTube videos created by the creator of Edji, where they have other tutorials and information about specific features.